Shalom. Before I begin this video, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Rahar Kwakwa. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that continue to rule very well. And Shalom to the hopefully elect that's continually plowing in this work, that's giving our diligence to make your calling election sure, and our faith, true sincerity. Shalom. Now, the topic of this video is going to be entitled The Parable of the Sower. All right. Because, you know, this word that we have, you know, we given the direct order, or a job, should I say, to distribute this word. All right. And wherever this word is falls upon, or, you know, whoever listens, that might come by the camps or come by the videos, you know, that watch the videos or stumble upon the video, should I say. It depends on what lot that they're a part of. All right. They could be of the ones who are of the righteous, the 144,000, the elect, or they could be of the unrighteous. All right. The ones who are of the 2/3 number. Okay. 2/3 of the nation of Israel, in which the nation of Israel consists of so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right. And I was not talking about, you know, and I just want to throw this out too, man, because, you know, it hit me earlier today about the same topic. You know, they, especially today being a Sunday, you know, they speak about, you know, sowing seeds and, you know, stuff like that. And really, when they say sowing seeds, you know, in these churches, these harlot houses, you know, basically it has to involve money, you know, in which the Lord didn't say anything about distributing money or anything like that when trying to sow a seed, man. These false pastors and preachers have pushed out that vibration to, in order to sow a seed, you have to give money. All right. That lets you know, man, the Lord's about to do something terrible to to this place, man. All right. And it's going to break down these so-called churches, man. But to jump back on topic, you know, there are different types. You know, if you go into the parable, right, which I'm probably going to go ahead and get Matthew's, the 13th chapter in the 3rd verse. We're starting at the 3rd verse, going on down. It gives you a detail of where those seeds have been dropped on, man. Some were of stony ground, some were ground full of thorns, and some were good soil. All right, and some have fell, and the fowls of the air came and ate the word, or ate the seed. Okay. Now, we'll start at verse 3. It says, "And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, Behold, the sower went forth to sow. And when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them. Some fell upon stony places where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up, because they had no deepness of earth. And when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprang up and choked them. But others fell into good ground, and brought forth fruit, some in 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold. Okay. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear." All right. In other words, he that can understand, you know, take it in. All right. That's what the Lord means when he said that, those that have ears to hear, let them hear. Okay. Verse 10, it said, "And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables?" All right. Now, this is leading right into the breakdown of this same parable. All right, which the Lord is going to explain. So it says, "And he answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given." And that's just a clear example of there being a separation between us and them. All right. You have individuals that are the nation of Israel that have received the understanding. All right. And then you have individuals that are of the same nation of Israel that haven't received the understanding. All right. So that's the reason why the Lord speaks in parables. All right. In which the prophecies in itself, this whole book, or should I say the mysteries of this book, the mysteries of the kingdom, it's nothing. It's a parable unto these people, man, because they can't understand it. But to us, it's plain, man. All right, as it is written, is as it is plain to the righteous, so it is stumbling blocks to the wicked. All right, which that involves 2/3 of our people. Okay. Now, verse 12 says, "For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away, even that he hath." All right. Well, that ties right into faith, man. All right. Verse 13 said, "Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah." And that's Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9. All right. Actually, it's chapter 6, verse 9, and then continuing to verse 10. Okay. "Which saith, By hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them." All right. So the Lord specifically made it to where these people can't get it. All right. Because he said if they were able, what the Lord was talking about in this same scripture, and also in the book of Isaiah, the 6th chapter and the 10th verse, it says, "Lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and convert and be healed." Right. So if they were to see with their eyes and hear with their ears, then the Lord would have to end up healing them. But the Lord made it, once again, the Lord made it to where he shut their eyes, all right, and made their ears heavy, all right, and shut their hearts to where they're not able to understand. All right. So the Lord doesn't want the whole nation of Israel to get it. He doesn't want the whole nation of Israel to understand, and he doesn't want the whole nation of Israel to be delivered for multiple reasons. All right. Which, if I went into all the reasons, this video would go on for 30 minutes probably, or an hour. All right. Verse 16 said, "But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which you see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which you hear, and have not heard them." And it's talking about now, man. All right. Prophets and righteous men have desired to see the things that we see now. All right. And they have not seen them, because the things that they were writing down back in the ancient world, they couldn't understand it. They didn't understand what they was writing and what they were seeing. But they specifically did that, or the Lord had it to where they write those things down so that we can read it now and get the understanding. All right. That's why the Lord had it to where they saw the visions and they wrote them down, which pertains to this Romans, the 15th chapter says, "For whatsoever was things written aforetime are written for our learning." Okay. Continuing on, verse 18 says, "Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which receives seed by the wayside." And actually, and the Lord is the one that's doing this, man. All right, I want to throw that fact out, because with the different types of soils, right? There are different, or should I say, there are diverse kind that pertains to the nation of Israel. You have the ones that of good soil. There are the ones of stone, the soil which is full of stones. All right, which that goes into Israel, or our people being hard-hearted, man. All right, having a stony heart. That was the reason why, even going back to the time of when Moses went into the mount, went to Mount Sinai, right, and received the commandments, which those commandments were written on stone tablets, and those stone tablets represented the stony hearts that Israel had, man. All right. Now, Sloggy, I'm getting interrupted left and right. Let's just say. But I want to continue on. I want to get to the scripture that actually goes into that, 2 Corinthians. I believe the second chapter. I'm gonna get in a second, but reading on, it says, "When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understand it not, then cometh the wicked one, and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which receives seed by the wayside." All right, and that happens, man. When people come to the to camp and they listen, they'll hear it for a good while, and then Satan out of nowhere sends one of his lackeys to come and disrupt that seed that's being sown within this person's heart, and then he just takes it away. All right. Something might come up, like a certain topic might come up, that the individual listen to, and they don't agree with it. All right. Let's see. Verse 20 says, "But he that received the seed into the stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it. Yet hath he not root in himself, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended." All right. So I want to go ahead and go to Ezekiel, right? See, Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, and the Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, in the 4th verse, it says, "And he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them." And that's exactly what we do. We go out in the highways and byways, and we put up these shows. Okay? "For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of a hard language, but to the house of Israel." All right? Not too many people of a strange speech and of a hard language, whose words thou canst not understand. Surely had I sent them to you, sent thee to them, Slakia, they would have hearkened unto thee. But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee. Right? They won't hearken to the Lord, because of why? For they will not hearken unto me. All right? Because they're not going to listen to us, because they're not going to listen to the Lord, man. You see? Because when we speak the words of our Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, they don't want to hear it. All right? Verse 7 said, "But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted." All right? What's hard-hearted mean? Hard-headed. All right? There's that stony heart that the Lord was talking about, man. All right? Which that heart, you go into the word heart, it means in the Hebrew, log, which means your mind. All right? So when it comes to Jake, they can't get right, man. All right? So you might have one of our people come up and listen, they'd be all up into it, right? But the word won't take root in them, man. Why is that, man? Because that's that stony ground that seed fell upon, man. Why is that, man? Because once again, Jake is completely set in their ways to where they can't let go of what they picked up as a youth. All right, and not just that, man, because that really go into the soil that's full of thorns. But concerning the stony soil, right? All in all, man, Jake is hard-headed, man. Okay? Because it can be something simple as receiving a commandment from down the pipeline. All right? It can be either that, or it can just be in the truth in general, man. Because if you keep reading in the book of in the same book, Matthew's 13th chapter, let me see if I can jump down. to where I left off from. Slocky. Okay, verse 21 again, it says, "Yet hath he not rooted himself, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended." So when that persecution comes, right, and when the stress and trouble comes upon it, we actually had a guy that fell out because of that, man. I mean, we had other guys that fell out because of that, but this guy made it known that he couldn't take it, man. All right. You couldn't take the pressure. He couldn't take the tribulation and that harsh hell he was catching, and he just fell out. All right. You had other guys like that fell out too. All right. So that's those same individuals that have the stony ground. All right. Or them themselves are the stony grounds, man. Okay. Once again, man, Jake, I'm telling you, man, Jake is hard-headed, man. Verse 22 says, "He also that receives seed among the thorns." Now, this is what I was talking about earlier. All right. They hear the word and then, they get offended here and there. All right. Because, or should I say, they get drawn away from the cares of this life, this world. They want to go back to the way it used to be. They want to go find themselves again. All right. So he also that receives seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he become unfruitful. All right. And Slocky, I'm going to pause the video for a second. I'm keep getting interrupted, but I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to come back in the second part and continue.